Good morning. I'm live for reason. Good morning. Welcome to the PushThru Motivation Show. Hey. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to log on to Facebook. Good morning. I am so excited to be before you guys on today. I do want to make sure that your girl is live, okay? Live for real. Hey, y'all, coming on in. Good morning. Yes. Come on in. Good morning. Welcome to the PushThru Motivation Show. It is Tuesday and your girl is in the building. Listen, I'm out of town, okay? So you already know the setup is different. I'm in my hotel room, right? I'm not at home in my lovely backdrop that I just bought, but I'll be back there next week. So listen, come on in. We're about to get this good work started. Hey, y'all, come on. Let me know y'all are here because I stream from a different system. And so a lot of the times I cannot see the comments. Hey, y'all. I am so excited to be here. Oh, my gosh. I just love y'all. Happy Tuesday. We're finna get this good mind work in. Okay, good mind work in. And for some odd reason, I cannot see myself live on Facebook. We need to work on this, child. Oh, hold up. I think I'm seeing something, y'all. When you come on, make sure you share it out because sharing is caring. Y'all, I'm back home. So I leave and go back. I'm visiting my old hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. So I leave back out Friday at noon to go back to Houston, Texas. But I have to admit that, it's been cool since I have been here, right? I've gotten to see some fam. I haven't gotten a chance to see everybody yet. And listen, because I'm also working from here as well. So listen, if I don't get to see you, baby, listen, I have to come back in November, so I'll see you then, okay? I'll see you then. I'm not going to be ripping and running all over Memphis. I'm not. But after this, I will go get my my coffee and my smoothie, okay? So, hey, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I see that okay, after I'm done. See, my baby over here talking, okay? We'll get that after I'm done. So, listen, welcome to the PushThru Motivation Show. Miss Jasmine here. I am your PushThru coach. And listen, I focus on the mindset. If you guys have been rocking with me for a while, I talk about that a lot. Because I realized how in bondage I was in my mind when I was working in corporate America with my 10-year career in healthcare. So to finally be out, listen, I feel like sometimes I look at myself, I'll be like, man, I feel like I just got out of jail. No offense to anybody that has been in jail, no lie. I know I don't want to be there, but I'm just saying when you break free, I'm like, man, God, now I understand what you mean when you say not only cast my cares on him, but when you're walking in your purpose, when you understand that living a fulfilled life is about pursuing your purpose and not money, because I was the overtime queen. Listen, life takes on a new meaning, right? So that's why I love dealing with the mindset, preferably an entrepreneurial mindset, right? Because I'm helping my corporate ladies. I've been helping some men too. I've gotten some awesome feedback from y'all, but helping you guys to transition from an employee to an entrepreneur, because I was a certified side hustler for 7 years out of my 10-year healthcare career. I was a professional side hustler, okay? So listen, because understand that you're going from a structure of somebody telling you what to do to you being the main decision maker. That takes a full mindset shift, right? And so I love pushing women to do that, point blank and the period. So The whole entire mission behind PushThru Motivation, and I say it all the time, is helping you to understand the importance of you building something that man cannot take away, right? You building something that man cannot take away. And that's your spiritual walk, your physical health, and your financial well-being, right? That has been my mission statement, my goal since I started PushThru Motivation. I want you to understand the importance of building something for you, your family, your legacy that man cannot take away. Because a job can get slipped out from under you today, right? That's why it's so important for you to build something. And I'm telling you, the moment you walk in that, God's breath will blow on it and he will blow your mind. But you have to have faith and take a step, okay? And put in the work. So I knew I no longer fit in corporate America when I was working on building my business while on the clock. I did that for years. I did it for years, especially here. Okay. So when you come to my page, you can expect to see all things Jesus. I go hard for him because he go hard for me, right? Some motivation, some inspiration, some laughter, all of that good stuff. So there's a shift in the schedule. There's a shift in the PushThru Motivation show schedule, okay? So you can catch me live for the PushThru Motivation show every Tuesday, right? Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time via Facebook. That's my personal page and the business page, as well as on Periscope, right? So I stream on 3 platforms right now. Listen, this YouTube thing, I'll repurpose it, okay? I'll repurpose the content. But listen, live, you can catch me live every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, via Facebook, personal and business page, as well as Periscope. Now, I'm shifting the schedule. I'm no longer doing Thursday because since I'm launching my program, I do want to be more attentive to my clients, right? Because I listen, these ladies will experience a transformation. And so I want to be more attentive to that, okay? So, wow, going all in on Tuesdays, no more Thursdays, okay? I'm letting you know that now. So make sure you turn your notifications on so you will be notified every time I come on live. And so follow me, like me on my Facebook business page, on Periscope, and on Instagram at the PushThru Coach. Now, through, don't be like English correct, okay? You can see it on my little logo or even in my name down here at the bottom of the screen, through, like drive-through, THRU, okay? Follow me at the PushThru Coach on those platforms. So I'm super duper excited. A new program launching September the 1st, my private coaching program. It's actually a hybrid with some lessons as well as one-on-one time with me. And so, oh my gosh, I'm helping y'all to shift from an employee to an entrepreneur. Like, y'all, it's a blessing. But I'm telling you, when you've been accustomed to an American dream philosophy thinking, it's hard to shift until you like you need some help. Like I needed some help, right? I needed some help. And so now I understand the important why God says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That scripture did not hit even harder to me until now I'm on my own, right? Child, like I get revelations now all the time through scripture. So yes, the program is launching. You have to understand that a lot of this work is 80% mental and 20% actually doing the work, okay? So in order to apply, if you're on Facebook, the business page and the personal, the link to apply is in the description box. And if you're on Periscope, the link to the apply is in the bio, as well as on Instagram, right? You have to apply. You do. Because this is a lot of this may be like spiritual warfare stuff. When you're helping somebody to experience a true transformation, that is I know when I go in, I give my all. And so I want people, I'm talking to the 1% who is ready. I'm talking to the 1% who's ready to shift because your family is depending on you. Your generations are depending on you. And listen, you're ready to put in the work, right? So be out on the lookout for that. And if you feel like you are a great fit, go ahead and apply. All right. So I welcome all engagements. So make sure you like it, love it, share it, tag someone in it. Anyone you feel that would gain value from the information I will be sharing on today, by all means, do it. Okay. So we're going to be talking about myths about wealth. This is part one, right? Myths about wealth. And y'all know I have to bring scripture into these. And so now, since I'm only doing these on Tuesdays, I'm in my teaching mode. And so if you have your notepad, I need you to take notes, because class is officially in session. Okay? Class is officially in session. Yes. So number one, the first myth I hear is money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. I can't stand when that statement is stated, because it's not biblical. It's not biblical at all. And so y'all know I have to bring scriptures into this. So 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. I prefer the New Living Translation version for the simplicity of helping me to understand. I study with this version. And even if you were following me when I was doing out the book on Outwitting the Devil series on Facebook, understand I push you to search scripture, right? I'm not, listen, if you can't understand the King James version with all the these, the thous, all of that, get you a version that you can understand, because God's hand is still on it, right? So I push New Living because I can understand it, all right? So 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10, New Living Translation states, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, right? And some people craving money have wandered from the true faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. I can think of several people who were rich, but they committed suicide. I can even think of pastors who were very wealthy, but committed suicide, right? So, for the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. And some people craving money have wandered from the true faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. The thing about God is he knows that we need money to survive, right? Now, this is not in Bible days where we got, cattle, like sheep, donkeys, like all of that. This ain't that time, okay? So now our thing is money, coins, dollars, right? God knows that we need those things to survive, right? And so we must make an honest living, right? He knows this. He knows we must make an honest living. And living in poverty is certainly not of God. I'm going to say that again. I love when, I think her name is Dr. Elisa Lachelle Harney, when she says being broke ain't biblical. And it's not, right? And it's not. So understanding that living in poverty is certainly not of God. So let's expand on the term for the love of money. And how do you stay away from that heart posture? Because at the same time, it's all a heart posture if you love money like this, right? So we must understand that one day riches will be gone. Point blank in a period. Riches will be gone. Okay, that's number one. Number two is be content with what you have. When God says to be content with what you have, meaning we did not bring anything in this world. We didn't bring anything in this world when we were born, and we can't take any of it with us when we die, right? We can't take any of it with us when we die. So hoarding it is pointless, right? Hoarding over these things is pointless. Why? Because it don't last forever. It don't last forever. So that's why God wants us to have the right heart posture when it comes to money. Not to love it, but to use it as the resource he ordained for us to do with it. Point blank, right? So God does not mind us having nice things. He does not mind us having nice things, but he wants us to be a wise steward over the things that he's given us. And understand that joy does not come from material possession. Joy does not come from having material possession. It doesn't. Like me getting my dream car, okay, that'll make me happy, but that does not bring me joy, right? Me getting my dream house, that will make me happy, but that does not bring me joy, right? There's a difference, right? And so next, monitor what you are willing to do to get more money. I'm gonna elaborate more on that one in the next myth, okay? Next, love God's work more than money. Love God's work more than money, okay? Now, there is a difference versus like working just for the money and walking in your purpose that you're called to serve, and you getting the money is just simply a byproduct because you're operating in your gifts and your talents, right? I admit when I was working in corporate America, I was working just for the check. So I was unfulfilled. I did not have no joy. And child, I was ready to get off of work before I even clocked in. Totally different when you're working just for the money versus walking in your purpose, and a byproduct is you getting paid abundantly for what you do and for what you put out into the earth, right? So lastly is freely share what you have with others. That's why God challenges us on tithe and offering. Why? Because he wants to make sure that the thing about it is God, if he created everything on this earth, God doesn't need our money. When he tells us to tithe, he is challenging our heart. If you don't tithe, I need you to go to God and pray that he checks your heart on that, because you paying the tithe is not for God. He wants you to do it, but it's for your heart. It's for, if you can't give to God, that's a problem. And the thing about it is, if it wasn't for God, you wouldn't have the job that you have. If it wasn't for God, you wouldn't, be making money in your business like you do. Listen, he only asked for 10%. He only asked for 10% and on top of the offering. Listen, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't even have this money. So why not? If you have a hard time giving, check your heart, right? Check your heart. So that was myth number one. Myth number one is money is the root of all evil, and it's not. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Get that correct. For the love of money. All right. That's myth number one. Myth number two. Wealth is only about money. Myth number two. Wealth is only about money. And it's not. Right? And it's not. I want to read Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10. Again, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10. New Living Translation version. It says, those who love money will never have enough. Right? Those who love money will never have enough. How meaningless to think that wealth brings true happiness. How meaningless to think that wealth brings true happiness, right? So now that I'm done reading the verse, the most common perception is that wealth is about money, but it encompasses having abundant amounts of three things, right? Three things. So I looked up the definition of wealth, and it gave three separate definitions. And the thing is, we focus on the monetary value one first and only, a lot of times, right? So the first definition of wealth is an abundance of valuable possessions or money. That's the monetary aspect of wealth. That's number one. A lot of times we focus on just that one, and that's not all right? The next one is plentiful supplies of a particular resource, right? So that's the second definition of wealth. So that's talking about resources. The third definition of wealth is a plentiful supply of a particular desirable thing, right? So that's desirable outcomes. So I just mentioned wealth is can be broken down into three things. Monetary things, that's possessions or money. The second is resources. You can have a wealth of of resources, right? The next one is a desirable outcome. So for me, I can have a wealth, and you may have heard the term before, but you may not have put it into context. You can have a wealth of knowledge. You can have a wealth of information. Like it's just an abundant amount of a thing. So when I looked at this definition, I'm thinking that, okay, if I'm looking at the monetary value, if I'm looking at the resources, if I'm looking at the desirable outcomes, that's my entire well-being, right? That's my entire well-being. So wealth is more than just about money. It's about my entire well-being. It's not just the emphasis of money. It's my entire well-being. Why? Because I understand that money can't buy me true happiness. I understand that money is a resource, right? But I can be happy because of it, but it does not bring me joy. It does not bring me significance, right? Understand that. So there's nothing wrong with making money and an honest living. In all of that, God wants our hearts. He wants our hearts to be right. All right. And the wisdom is knowing that we serve him, not the money. Right? We serve him and not the money. So if God knows that money talks in this earth, he knows this. He knows that a person that may have money, may have a lot of power, right? And he knows that it's needed to survive. He knows that money is needed on this earth in order for us to survive, make a living. So I can see why God stresses the importance of being a master over it. God stresses the importance of us being a master over money. Understanding that wealth encompasses our well-being, but also saying that I need you to master over this money. Master over it, right? But I dive in deeper into that in my last point. And I want to reiterate that God does not want us to be poor. He does not want us to be poor. Okay? He does not. He's put too many things on the inside of you for you to not be able to make a great living using your talents, your creative ideas, all of that stuff. He's put too much on the inside of you for you to not tap into all of those things that he's given you. Okay? So he just wants us to solely depend on him for the guidance in our businesses, in our finances, in our relationships. He wants us to depend on him for the guidance and how to maneuver in every aspect of our lives, okay? And so, because if we don't depend on him, that's how greed slips in, right? If we don't depend on him, that's how our integrity leaves out the window. If we don't depend on him, that's how we end up jeopardizing our morals and our values in order to get money, right? Understand that we must depend on him. All right. So wealth is it's not only about the money. It's about your entire well-being, every resource, every desirable outcome you want, as well as the money. Okay. Put that out there. Lastly, this last one may not have been you may not have said it verbally, but you have followed through with your actions in this last myth. And I know I used to, okay? So this last myth is more hours equals more money. More hours equals more money. That's a myth, right? Like I said, that may not have come out of your mouth, but you do that through your actions. So for me, I like I said, I was a professional. I was the overtime queen. I knew how much overtime I needed to get in order to make a certain amount of money every 2 weeks, every month, right? Because I thought, and that's how the American dream philosophy puts that on you. If you're not able to get the desired amount of money in time, like if you're not able to get the desired amount of money you want at one job, you will pick up another job. Okay, so you'll be working like 2 or 3 jobs. I have some people in my like I used to do it, y'all. I used to have a full-time job and a part-time job, and then after that, like I said, I always had a full-time job, and I was a professional side hustler. So constantly, jumping into business opportunities and things like that. But the problem was, I thought more money meant not. I thought more time or me putting more hours in meant more money, and that's far from the truth. Okay, so I want to bring up or mention Luke chapter 16 verses 13. Luke chapter 16 verses 13, New Living Translation version, and it says, No one can serve 2 masters. No one can serve 2 masters. I'm going to repeat that for the people in the back. For the people in the back. No one can serve 2 masters. Okay? For you will hate one and love the other. Right? You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. You cannot serve God. I'm going to repeat that because that one is so good. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. You can't, right? So money can easily take God's place in our life. And I have to admit it did for me, because all of the cares of life was on my shoulders, and I was so busy trying to make a living, right? And I thought more hours, more time I put in, either at my full-time job, me picking up a second job, or me working on this business opportunity. And a lot of times the business, I set it down. Why? Because I knew, I'm like, okay, I got to put time into this. But right now, the time I'm putting into that is not paying me. So let me go to somewhat of a fake stable structure, so that I know for sure the amount of time that I'm putting in, I'm being compensated for that. And that's far from the truth. And I realized that the more time that I was putting in working for somebody else, I still fell behind. The more time I was putting into building somebody else's dream, I was still behind on my bills. Even if I worked a full-time job and a part-time job, even if all of my bills were caught up, I was still unfulfilled. Even if all of my bills were caught up, I still did not have time to enjoy all of the things God had blessed me with. I was still stressed. I was still stressed. I worked so much. And I'm telling you, I may be one and done with the kid, but I tell anybody, my daughter was more so for me than her dad. Why? Because I knew my priorities was wrong. Jasmine was always at work, right? I was always at work. I was always trying to make a living, but I was so unhappy. I did not know who I was. I did not fully put my trust in God, because I thought, like, okay, I understand if a man don't work, like, you don't eat. Yeah, that's Bible, but the context in which the way in which you're going about it is all wrong. The way in which I went about it is all wrong. So if I know that God has placed all of these things on the inside of me, and I'm just letting them diminish, why? Because the cares of life is on my shoulders, and I'm worried about paying a bill. Not saying not to be behind on, not to pay your stuff on time, but I'm saying, like, my perspective about it was wrong. I started doing more to get the money versus praying to God for a strategy so that I can make more money, take my time back, and get off the job. Right? I had put my trust in corporate America instead of praying to God for a plan to get, at the time, to get me out so that I can make more than enough. More than enough. Right? So, how can you tell if you are enslaved to money? I'm going to give you the bullet points. How can you tell if you enslaved to money? I'm going to let you know, because all of these apply to me. All of them. All right. Number one, I need you to ask yourself these questions. Do you think or worry about money frequently? If that's you, say me. Do you worry about money? I did. I worried about money all the time to the point where that's why I was at work all the time. I worried about money all the time that, listen, my lights got turned off before. I never went through a repossession of a car, but y'all, I was close. I was close. So I'm just saying, like, trying to make sure rent get paid. Listen, working for somebody, I stayed in this mode of constantly trying to get by. One job never paid me enough, but I settled for what that job could offer me. The thing about it is, I'm telling y'all, that's why if you're going through my program, my private coaching program, I'm going to need you to be ready. Why? Because you're seriously going to have to deprogram yourself of an American dream philosophy that time that you put in equates money. You got one job that's not paying you what you're worth, right? And we allowing them to determine how much we can make because they set our value for us. That, like, y'all, that speaks volume. Okay? And so this job says, oh, I'm only worth you paying me like $18, $19, $20 an hour. And I know I'm putting more time in at this job than I'm spending with my kid. That's a problem. And then the thing about it is the cost of living, this job right here, you're not even paying me enough to financially sustain my bills. So when you think about that yourself, your job that has stated that you're only worth either 15 to 20 or even more, it still don't matter. They're always going to tell you how much you're worth, how much they're willing to pay you. I don't care what degree you get. At the end of the day, they're always going to put a limit on how much you can make. And you wonder why you're struggling. You wonder why you got to get this full-time job and another job. But you put your business down. You put your business down, something that can create you and generate you revenue well above what this job paying you. But you want to put your time in here, but you're always stressed about money. You're always worried about money, right? You wearing your body out trying to put in. I was putting in 100 hours a week. 100 hours a week. I was tired. Okay, I was tired. And I was working like what? Just about 10 hours a day. I was tired, right? But I did not pray to God for a strategy on how I can leave from here at the time. How I can leave from here and God maximize every gift and talent that you put on the inside of me, because I know when I focus on purpose, the money that you send me is well abundant. But I'm so worried about making money right now that I'm missing out on my daughter, right? I'm missing out on taking care of my health. Like, y'all, this is stuff I had to realize, right? I was worried about money all the time, right? So I need you to ask yourself, are you worried about money? Do you think or worry about money a lot? If so, listen, you enslaved to money. I was too. It's okay. We're trying to get you out. All right. The next one, number 2, question you need to ask yourself. Do you give up doing what you should do or would like to do in order to make more money? I know a lot of y'all do, right? I'm going to ask that question again for the people in the back. Okay. Do you give up doing what you should do or what you would like to do in order to make more money? I've turned down going to events just because I said I had to go to work or I wanted to go to work to make more money. I've turned down, on my off day, like technically I'm off, but I decided to go into work because I need to make more money instead of, spending that time with my daughter. I've done that, right? I've lost, I missed out on spending time with friends and family because I'm like, oh, I need to go to work to make this money. Now, I'm not saying if you're building a business for a temporary moment, you do need to focus. But I'm saying for this job though, for this job, I've, I've, listen, child, I've given up a lot of what I should do and the stuff that I wanted to do because I was too worried about, okay, I need to go and make this money. And it ain't quick money, child. It's hours of money, okay? Hours. You put in hours. You're trading your time for dollars. So that's hours you're committing to this, right? So I need you to ask yourself, have you done that? 9 times out of 10, you have, okay? Next, number 3 question. Do you spend a great deal of your time caring for your possessions? If you do, you are enslaved to money. I'm not saying that you don't care about them to an extent that you neglect them, but I'm saying like you hoard over them, right? I'm not saying not to be a wise steward. I'm saying like you hoard over them to the point that if you die, you think that the way you're acting, you acting like you're going to be able to take all this stuff with you, and you can't, right? If you feel that way about your stuff, listen, you're enslaved to money. I was too. It's okay, because we think like, man, I worked hard for this. Listen, I worked hard for this, and child, that's a whole nother story. That was the 3rd question. Number 4th question. Is it hard for you to give money away? Child, was hard for me because I'm like, child, if I'm barely getting by, why am I giving you money? If I'm barely getting by myself, why am I giving you money? I can't. If I'm barely getting by myself, no. It's hard for me to give money away. I'm struggling now. I'm eating noodles. I mean, I still eat noodles, and money is not an issue. But I'm just saying, my thought process is, child, if I got $50 in my account and you call me saying, can you borrow 25? No, you can't. I don't care if I'll be left with 25 after I give you this 25. No, it's a simple fact. No, I'm trying to savor every dollar that I make because it's a scarcity thing. I'm thinking like there's no more money to be made. I'm thinking like, no, this little bit of money that I have, listen, I need to hold on to all these coins, these pennies, these dimes, these nickels, these quarters, these dollars. Listen, I need to hold on to this money because, child, I don't get paid till the following week, and I'm pinching pennies. So I can't give you no money, sis. I can't give you no money, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I had a hard time giving money away because I felt like the surplus of money is ending. Child, I don't get paid till another 2 weeks, and listen, I'm barely getting by. A scarcity mindset, like money is not constantly flowing in this earth. Money is flowing all the time. I need you to get on the boat. Money is consistent, like it's always moving. Money is always moving. Now since I'm out of that scarcity mindset thing, I'm like, oh, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. It does, because it's always moving. I have too many gifts, too many talents, too many things that I can do to bring forth or generate another stream of income. Money is always moving. Money is never running out. And I'm not trying to dive in deep into the program, but I dive in deep into that. Money never runs out. The thing is, you have not found your lane in order to bring in a stream. Money moves every day, y'all. Money is moving every second. You just haven't jumped on the boat. You too busy trying to report to a job to bring in the money. But money is always flowing. It's always flowing. So that's why in your physical like possession, maybe you ain't got none. But I need you. But if money is always flowing, I need you to tap into a resource. I need you to tap into an idea, because if I know that money never runs out and it's consistently flowing, what am I missing? if I have this mentality, this scarcity mentality that I don't have enough and I can never get it, or I constantly have to put so much time in to get it because I've allowed man to determine how much I can make for so long, right? That's a problem, y'all. Especially if it's hard for you to give money away, but you're living in a world where money is always moving around. It's always moving. So money never runs out. I just need you to tap into a resource where you can get some more of it, right? That don't mean get another job, because I'm focused on you building something that's yours. I'm not saying pick up another job. Build something that's yours. Tap into that creative mind and get to work, right? I'm off that tangent. Last one. If you are enslaved to money, are you in debt? Are you in debt? If you're in debt, yes, you're enslaved to money. Point blank, because God don't want us to owe no man nothing but to love him, right? God, like I still owe my student loans. She ain't going nowhere. She's gonna get paid off, right? But other than that, I'm just like, I've been on this thing where, listen, I'm paying off everybody I owe, especially since God is blessing me with the opportunity to tap into these creative ideas to create things for this generation and get paid for my talents and gifts and stuff. Listen, no, because I don't want to owe no man nothing but to love him. Listen, y'all, God don't want us to owe no man nothing but to love him. And he says, you cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. And all of these questions I just asked you, are you enslaved to money? Do you think or worry about money frequently? Do you give up doing what you should do or would like to do in order to make more money? Do you spend a great deal of your time caring for your possessions? Is it hard for you to give money away, and are you in debt? Right? Listen, more hours does not equal more money. It doesn't. It doesn't. If you tap into the gifts and the talents that God has placed on the inside of you and learn how to monetize that and understood that you can make more money building something that God ordained for you to do, instead of you having to report to a 9 to 5, a 7 to 7, I don't care what your shift. At the end of the day, I know you're not fulfilled. At the end of the day, I know you want to make an impact and you too busy just trying to make a living. That's a problem. And when it's all said and done, you're enslaved to money, right? We have to shift that. Y'all, I've had to shift it. And it wasn't easy. It really wasn't. That's why I'm like, y'all gotta pay my tithes and offering, because I do not want this money to take over me. And God has told me to be a master over it. When I'm a master over it, I tell money what to do. Right now, if you're putting in all these hours at your job, money is telling you what to do. If you have a bunch of debt, money is telling you what to do. But God says, you be master over it. You tell money how to move. And it will be done. And it will be done. All right? Listen, I'm excited. Once again, my new private coaching program is launching September the 1st. You can go ahead and apply for my ladies. Sorry, man. For my ladies. And I'm excited because we need to, in the program we cover, exposing and revealing those toxic beliefs you have about yourself. Those toxic beliefs you have about yourself, so you can stop sabotaging, right? Stop self-sabotaging the success God has ordained for you to have, right? God wants you to live an abundant life. You just become accustomed to this worldly one. And this ain't that. It's not, right? And so he wants you to have that in your business and in your relationships, right? We also go over, releasing the bondage of past mistakes, guilt, inner shame, all of that stuff, so that you can heal and forgive and unblock the blessings he has in store for you. I stress so much the importance of forgiveness, right? I stress that so much. Next, we cover how you can identify your current money mindset, the root cause of that, and the appropriate action steps you need to take so that you can progressively think like an entrepreneur instead of an employee. Because I'm gonna say this again: an employee mindset and an entrepreneurial mindset are totally two different things, right? And so you needing to shift, that takes work, right? And then lastly, we go over how you can identify your God-given assignment in the marketplace that complements your gifts and your talents, right? So that you can finally prosper while impacting the lives of others. I will be the first to admit that although I was a professional side hustler for 7 years, a lot of those things that I was doing, it was not in alignment. So in the program, I talk about alignment so much, because a lot of you all are doing things that God didn't ordain you to do. You just picked up basically another job, and that's not even what you want to do. This quote unquote part-time business, or how they say it, oh, you can make part-time income or additional income. No, sis. If that's not what you want to do, if it's not in alignment, don't do it. See, when they put it to you like that, they're doing it from a perspective of just to get you in with the money, but it's not helping you to fulfill your purpose. So your purpose is going to help you bring in abundance of money if you do it the right way, right? I was out of alignment with a lot of stuff. I was trying to force stuff to work, and it just would not work. Like jeopardizing my integrity and my values. No. Just to build a business? No. If it does not fit you, stop. If it's not the type of business you want to build, stop. Stop building a business just for the money. We go over that deep too. So listen, in order to apply, the link is in the description box of my business page, Facebook, and the personal page of Facebook. It's in the description box in order to apply. And if you're on Periscope or Instagram, the link is in the bio. Do y'all have any questions for me? I think this was a good teaching, child. The myths. We need to get right about this wealth, okay? Wealth creation for the kids, because this one right here, I guess she ready to go, okay? We finna get out and about today. Do anybody have any questions? If you do, send me a personal message. Listen, please pray for listen, charge to my head, not my heart. I'm not as quick in the DMs. I'm not. I'm not. But if it's something pertaining to the program, by all means, send me a question. But when it's all said and done, those questions that I ask on the application, I need you to answer those in its entirety, right? Because listen, I'm accepting people who are ready to put in this work. Ready. That's all for me today, because my child, she getting antsy. She like, okay, I'm ready to go. Put your socks and shoes on. So that's all for today. I'm done teaching. So until next Tuesday, I will see you all then. Don't forget to share out the live, because sharing is caring. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. Y'all mean so much to me. I'm just so grateful, because a lot of you all have been watching me on this journey. And all of the compliments, the people speaking life over me in this season, it has been remarkable. I don't take it for granted at all. The people that I've been able to impact from the stuff that I share on my social media pages, I am being more open and transparent to let you know I've had to go through all of this, and I'm still bringing you along the journey as I evolve, right? Still bringing you on the journey. So that's it, y'all. I guess. and I'm finna go get me some coffee. So until next time,